Hey guys, this is Aaron. I run and am building the American Ronin brand here on YouTube, and I'm the author of the Culling series that's being worked on. The first book, Conspiracy, the Culling Conspiracy, being worked on, and I have a deadline with publishing to have it ready with KDP by December 31st. Hey guys, real quick, I was not warmed up for this video at all, so there's a lot of and whatnots in it. In the comment section, watch the video all the way through, count out how many times I say and whatnot, and let me know. I'm curious. Thanks. I finally got a published website for the Culling series. That author platform website and whatnot is available. It's open through using Wix, and it's not a paid promotion or anything, but the link is down in the description. Go on, check it out. Trying to keep it updated. There'll be blog posts, and sign up for the newsletter that we can get some more insider information and character development info, stuff like that on the Culling Conspiracy. So I really wanted to make a video giving a little bit of information about myself as an author, a little bit of author history. I've always known I was supposed to do the author thing, supposed to be a writer, pretty much all my life. And we're talking as far back as kindergarten. I was more of an advanced reader in my kindergarten class. I know it's kindergarten, it is what it is. My kindergarten teacher, however, thought that I was more of an advanced reader, more advanced with the academics as a kindergartner. So she gave me a little project. If anybody remembers, or if it's still out there, there was a completely blank hardcover book. All the pages were blank. You could design your own cover and everything. Completely blank white book. Well, she gave that to me to write and illustrate, keep me kind of focused on school related kind of stuff. She'd given that to me to write and illustrate my own book, which took off with it. I'm pretty sure it was some kind of space book, information on the planets and whatnot, which you're in kindergarten, and I was in kindergarten, excuse me, and thought that was really cool to be able to do that. And that's what I did. And teachers and my parents, as far as I remember, definitely found it impressive. So I think that was definitely fuel for the author fire. Then third grade, we were given some kind of Christmas type project. It could have been writing a Christmas story or a few other options when I was in third grade. So I authored and created this children's book based on a family of deers, literally deers. Illustrated it, wrote it out and everything, and it actually got me to a regional expo about an hour or so away, still there in Wisconsin, where it was featuring and focused for other elementary and I think even middle school authors. So that was very cool at the time. Got to check that out. There was, each author had like their own display, if you will, and whatnot for their book. So 8th grade, I was taking it upon myself. I was actually writing my own manuscripts at the time and whatnot, and a big one was one that was, for lack of a better term, inspired by the Columbine incident And when I say inspired, I don't mean, hey, the main characters were doing something that along the lines of what happened in Columbine. They were a tactically trained by military, essentially teenager corps to prevent something like that from happening in their school. Could have wrote a lot more with that one, or maybe not. It was one of those gray, touchy subject areas. Could have been controversial. So I wrote it out, wrote it through, and that's where it ended. But that wasn't the only manuscript, only thing that I had started writing. There was another one that I remember really digging at the time. Authors get their inspiration from other books, movies, what have you, that I've seen. At least that's the case with me. And I started writing another manuscript about a future Earth, space travel had been achieved and whatnot. It was very Star Trek inspired. There was alliances with other worlds and species. They have their own version of, Star Trek's warp drive and whatnot. Thank you, Gene Roddenberry, for all that inspiration. And had started writing something that was going toward a second civil war at the time. Now, being a veteran author, now I have all the experience, or a lot of experience, with military ranks, uniform structures, this, that, and the other thing. At the time, I was just very inspired by the military. Didn't really, do a whole lot of research into it, rank structure, stuff like that. Having been a teenager writing with military elements and whatnot, it's a little bit different now. Then throughout high school, poetry had become a big thing. We're talking late 90s, early 2000s. Now, real quick, if you guys see me looking off to the side of the screen right there, got my notes, keep this video in order and whatnot. Not trying to have it sound like a bag of cats. Need practice, got to keep thoughts in order. That being said, poetry had become a big thing in high school, and there was a organization at the time called the International Society of Poets, and they had a website, poetry.com. You could upload different poems that you write, put your information in there. They give the author, give the poet credit and whatnot. That was pretty cool. Got a few poems up there. I don't think that website is even still in existence, at least as it was. So I'm pretty sure all that work throughout the years has whispered away. So unfortunately, that was a grip of work that I can no longer find. It is what it is. And then, fast forward, throughout military time, this, that, and the other thing, not really doing any kind of writing. Fast forward to December 2021, when I began writing the Culling conspiracy. So my point being with this whole video, given a little history of my up and coming story with my own authorship and whatnot, is if you're an author, and if it's worthy of you and your time, that you haven't started yet, or you don't have anything that's published yet, you have a ton of different platforms. Amazon KDP, Google Books, Barnes & Noble, if you're following on authortube and whatnot, there's a bunch of other authors, proofreaders, editors, and whatnot that have put out there that there are multiple different platforms that you can get yourself published on. Or if you're going to go straight to, publishing paperback and hard copy and not do the ebook or anything like that, it's not too late. If it's worthy of you and your time, do it. It's taken me almost 30 years to decide and actually be working on getting something written, getting it published, and having the platform to do so. And I love that we have had this advent of self-publishing. Is thinking when I was a kid, hey, yeah, I'm going to get, published writer and whatnot right then and there. Excuse me. We didn't have, KDP wasn't a thing. Barnes and Noble was, books that were already published. You had to go through the agent, the publisher, the whole 9 yards and whatnot. I even had an encyclopedia almost about yay thick of different genre authors and publishing houses and whatnot. No longer really the need for that. If that's something that you want to do, pretty much all that information is available online now. But there is the option, thankfully, for platforms like Amazon KDP. This video literally brought to you by Ripid Energy. Not paid. Got them in Iraq and never went back. Now, if you guys like this video, if you found it helpful, inspiration for your own authorship, giving it a shot, if you do decide that it's worth your time, if it's a worthy ideal of you, smash that like button, give me a subscribe, and go on over to the Culling Conspiracy website. The link is in the description. And do me a favor, fill out the newsletter information and get you guys exclusive information based on the characters and whatnot as my writing goes along. Appreciate you.